Good morning. Yesterday was day 143 of my AT through hike. Let me recap for you. So I had stayed at a little tent site in the woods near East Carey Pond. Heard loons all night long and again in the morning. It was fucking awesome. Got up real early, set off out of there like 6 a.m. I was heading into the Sterling Inn after 10.5 miles. So I wanted to, try to make the most of my time there and get there as early as possible. Within my first mile, I came to a little dirt road crossing and there was some beers, some Coors Banquet yellow cans. And, just like it was a Pepsi or a Coke, I just sucked one down. And, it didn't really give me a buzz or anything that I noticed later, but it was funny. I just thought afterwards how funny it was that I just sucked it down in like one big gulp like I would a Pepsi or a Coke, and then I was on my way. It was very funny. It made me chuckle. So the first few miles of the day after that were pretty easy, flattish, rolling hills. Not a lot of rocks and roots, but occasionally. And then the rocks and roots really picked up big time. And you were often walking on like old stream beds and, really eroded roots where you have to like lift up your feet. Like every single step felt like football camp, like where you putting your feet, Lots of blowdowns too, little ones mostly that you were able to just step over, but it's just the trail was kind of messy for the last half. Then you get to the Kennebec River crossing, and thankfully there was no lines, no waiting like I expected. The river guide, I forget his name. Anyway, he was cool. You sign a little waiver, get in the canoe, put your PFD on. He asks you to paddle a little bit as you're going across. And it reminded me a lot of my dad and my sister. The last time I was on the Kennebec River was with them on a rafting trip in the late 90s, I want to say. And, it was a great time. Although we all got flipped out of the boat. My sister didn't really like that too much. She wasn't a very good swimmer and she was kind of scared in the water. Anyway, all those memories are coming back to me. And I tipped my canoe guide $5. Make sure to tip your ferry, guide or whatever, canoe, raft, whatever you're in, just like down in Irwin. They picked me up for the Sterling Inn, brought me right over to a pub for lunch, had a great lunch, and called the Sterling Inn for a ride back. Checked in. I got a private room for like $60. It wasn't that bad at all. Great breakfast this morning too. Happy trails.